Hi Lebo, welcome. This is a great day for me as it's the official opening of the studio I've been building for 3 years. I'm 53 years old and a ceramicist and have been involved in creative activities since I was a child. I was fortunate enough to be of the generation that grew up without television, and from there creative activity has always been natural to me. In my ceramics I'm using different types of clay, high-fired and low-fired clay of different colors, and also porcelain, and I like to combine different types of clay in one piece. When the piece has dried, it needs to go for its first firing, and we're doing the firing in what's called a kiln. A kiln is basically like an oven, except that it can go to much higher temperatures. I'm very fortunate that in South Africa, in ceramics, there are a lot of great women artists at present, whereas in history women have not been as much represented within art as men have, and definitely some great women artists are only now being given the recognition they deserve and are being rediscovered, as it were. That should also feature more prominently in art history, which I think is a very important subject, even at a formal level and education, as it exposes you to the movements and artworks from the past, and it is very important to know where you are coming from.
I started painting in December last year when I went for my holidays in Zim. It was out of watching my boyfriend paint that I got an interest in painting, and this grew into me. Basically, I'm a poet and an MC, and in my painting is just an extension of my poetry and hip-hop. I'm trying to bring the visual aspect to what I talk about in my lyrics and in basically my poetry and my hip-hop. So this is basically an extension of that. The mediums that I use in my work is basically oil paint, as you can see. Oil paint, and I work with duplex board, and I've recently started working with they call it what do they call it? Metalite boards. Yes, it's some kind of wood that I use to bring a whole different feel to it. I draw my inspiration from art through music. The music I listen to, it kind of inspires me to like do what I do artistically, basically. And the main content of what I rap about and thus art about is basically social issues, ranging from identity, perceptions of beauty, issues of freedom, emancipation of the self, and the empowerment of women. That's basically what I talk about in my lyrics.
I mean, yeah, you can see, for instance, it's actually borrowed from the newspaper and then turned into something else depending on how my mind feels at the time. I think when it comes to subject matter and things like that, I like to work on stuff that isn't that obscure, that ordinary people wouldn't be able to respond to it. And at the same time, I also acknowledge that I'm not happy just painting a still life or a landscape, or, do you know what I mean? Everything for me gets loaded with lots of other meanings and intentions.
When did you start painting?
Well, I was drawing by the time I was 3. I used to do this. Okay, can I show you?
Yes, please.
There might be a piece you have to edit out. With the little wax crayons. And then I would jump up and down on my bed and draw on the wall as I was going, with my hands filled with wax crayons, making marks on the wall like that. Of course, my mother used to punish me severely, and I used to swear at my mother. first time she came to tell me to stop doing that, I apparently told her to F off. I was 3 years old. It tells you what neighborhood we lived in. I must have heard somebody say that to somebody. She washed my mouth out with green sunlight soap. I can still taste that soap if I see it today. Anyway, I swear like a Trojan as a result. And I'm still drawing, so I've never had this conflict of am I going to be an artist, am I going to be a doctor, am I going to be a what? I've just always been involved with art. Even as a teacher, I was an art teacher. In the community, the work I've done has been based on art. So I'm lucky, I've never had a confusion over it. I've just always done it.
The mediums I use at this stage is old plastic bottles. Here I've got a Coke bottle. I'm just cutting off the end, the bottom off, and out of this part I can make one of these flowers, and it's actually quite easy. You just cut it in different shapes and sizes, and you can get the most amazing things out of it. What else? I also design clothing. Here's one of my dresses. This part is actually lycra. Most of the dress is lycra, and then I added this nice stretch lace. I love stretch fabrics because no matter what size you are, you can still wear it. And it still fits. And it's still nice and it's flowy, and that's why I love this dress. Now actually this sash, you can actually, it's only fastened here with a brooch. You can actually make it loose, take it off. Well, you can't take the whole thing off, but take this part off, and you can maybe let it hang there, or I don't know, throw it over your shoulder. I like versatile things that you can do anything with. I don't like, just one thing that has only one purpose. I like dual purpose or multi-purpose things. So this one, the only extra purpose is basically this thing. Or you can even, this part here, you can move it around or pin it up or whatever. Now this belt here, I've actually made from old milk bottles and Coke bottles. I had this nice buckle, and I've wanted to make myself another belt for a long time with this buckle. So one day I just decided, let's try a belt. Why not? No one's got it. So.
Womanhood. I feel and fear that I'm falling deep into the whirling circles of these fears of not being the perfect woman. These shattered thoughts that run through me force me to kneel in grief. I take a few steps along the road of womanhood, feeling the cramps in my womb disguised as blessings to come. Questions flow in with doubts and no answers console them. Walking and talking alone as if saying I am not, I try to be the perfect clone of a woman whose genes I carry, trying to answer all the queries of my unborn womanhood. Looking at my mapless hands that have been burnt, bruised and battered by these tools in the kitchen, I lay there crying, thinking about the time I gave mother grief, not knowing the pain she's been through. It's difficult being a woman. Not just anyone can walk in the shoes and heels of our mothers, aunts and grandmothers. They deserve the best and should be put first.